When a target network faces a data flood, the congestion is immediate. The hardware chokes and legitimate traffic drops. Instead of passively reading about these bottlenecks, we are going to actively generate one. We will take your computer's built-in diagnostic ping tool, usually reserved for checking basic connectivity, and configure it to simulate a heavy network flood. You will need your command line terminal and your local home router. By keeping this exercise entirely on your own local hardware, you ensure the test remains safe, isolated, and ethical. This chart outlines the NIST cybersecurity framework. We must know exactly what malicious traffic looks like to flag it. Today's exercise sits firmly in this orange detect phase, training your eye to spot specific anomalies. Step 1. Open your command line interface. On Windows, open the command prompt. On a Mac or Linux machine, open your terminal. We need to find your router's local address. In Windows, type ipconfig and press Enter. If you are using Mac or Linux, type ifconfig instead. Look through the block of text that appears. You are searching for a specific line labeled Default Gateway. The sequence of numbers next to it is your router's IP address. A warning before we proceed. Do not run the upcoming commands against a public website or an external server. External firewalls are designed to immediately block this behavior, and doing so crosses the line out of ethical testing. Let's establish a baseline. Type the word ping, add a space, type your router's IP address, and press Enter. You will see a few lines of text return, confirming that your machine sent exactly 4 small data packets to the router and received 4 replies. This quiet exchange proves your computer can reach the hardware. However, 4 tiny packets do not produce enough volume to test a system under load or trigger an automated security alert. To simulate a flood, we need to alter the ping command so it sends heavier packets and sends them continuously. On Windows, add 2 modifiers. Type your ping command, adding -t for a continuous loop and -L1024 for a larger packet size. For Mac or Linux, the syntax changes slightly. Use -S1024 to adjust packet size. Double-check your syntax. When you are ready, press Enter. Your terminal will immediately shift. The static prompt disappears, replaced by a rapidly scrolling wall of continuous network replies. Your machine is now operating as an active traffic generator. It is pushing a heavy stream of data, forcing the router to process a sustained load. By manipulating standard command line flags, you mimic the exact flooding behavior of an adversary without downloading a single piece of specialized hacking software. Leave the terminal scrolling in the background. Now, open your operating system's built-in network performance monitor. Look at your live traffic graph. You will see a sharp upward spike corresponding exactly to when you pressed Enter. That sustained peak is the measurable evidence of the traffic flood you are currently forcing through the router. Bring your terminal window back to the front of the screen to shut the flood down. To terminate the loop, press and hold Control, then press C. This is the universal kill command for terminal processes. The scrolling will stop. At the bottom of the window, the terminal will print a statistical summary showing exactly how many packets you generated and the total data volume sent. Correlating the manual commands you run in a terminal with the live graphs in a performance monitor gives you definitive proof that a suspected anomaly is actively occurring. You have successfully weaponized a standard diagnostic utility to generate a customized continuous data flood. The heavy spikes you produced in your performance monitor mirror the digital footprints left behind by active network breaches. Take some time to experiment. Adjust the packet size variables up and down, and observe how your specific network hardware handles different levels of load. In our next module, we pivot. You know how to generate an anomaly. Tomorrow, we cover how to aggressively shut one down. Running these offensive generation techniques yourself provides the empirical baseline required to build defensive incident response protocols. Looking back at the NIST framework, you are now moving from the data gathering of the detect phase into the direct action of the response phase.